Isang masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial initiative of the Department of Education Information Technology Service Educational Technology Unit, ICTS. This program is aimed at helping and teaching learners from kindergarten mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello there! Happy Tuesday, Sir Jess! Hi, Sir Jess! I can't hear you, Sir Jess.
Rin?
Hello? Yes, hello there.
Yes. So thank you so much. So am I heard now?
Yes, sir. There's just a bit of
Alright.
feedback.
All right. So thank you so much to all our viewers right now. Thank you
Yes.
for viewing this time and to welcome our new semester for senior high school. How is
Yes.
your Valentine's Day celebration, Tutor Irene?
Well, first, Sir Jess, I would like to greet you a happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, I have also my
prepared a balloon for you.
presents. All right, I have my
Yes,
chocolates. I have my presents
Yes.
from my students.
And we
Kahapon
would
na
also
natanggap ko
like,
Tutor Irene.
your students are so
Okay.
sweet, Sir Jess.
Mm,
I
yeah.
was really happy to see our students.
Yes, Tutor
greeting
Irene. So
us
thank
as
you
well.
so much. And I'm so motivated. We all teachers, no, always motivated because of what we are doing for our students. And this is for our
Yes.
students, right, Tutor Irene?
Yes, of course. Sir Jess, that's why
Okay.
even though some of us may feel a bit tired at this time, we are still here. And of course, with that, we would like to recognize, Sir Jess, our student participants who are tuning here right now via Facebook Live stream and via
Yes, Tutor
YouTube
Irene.
channel.
Hi,
Yes,
Eliza
sir.
Jean Pagulayan. Okay, good afternoon daw, Tutor Irene from grade 11 STEM, Parañaque Science High School. I think familiar.
Hello. Yes, sir. I think we have students also from here, from what's this? FDO Malabon. Renz G. River Calianta, watching from 11
Yes.
Integrated Secondary School,
Mm. By
Malabon.
the way, Chiro Irene, our standing student or no learner last quarter we had with tutor Zen, okay, for our subject reading and writing skills. That is
Yes,
uh, the Churi, no Churi si Renz Calienta.
yes. We also have
Okay.
here Sir Jess from, also again from Parañaque Science High School, Miguel Alfonso D. Santiago, grade 11 STEM.
Yes. So how
Grade
are
11
you?
STEM.
And also good afternoon po, Babiang Kaapuang, grade 11 STEM Paranaque, Science High School. Ayan.
Ayan.
Hi,
Sir, I
Sir
think we
Rick.
have another
Kamusta mo?
one. Yes. Hi, hi,
Yes.
Sir Rick from Dayap National Integrated High School, Calauan, Laguna. And again,
All
happy Valentine's
right.
to all.
So, Tutor Irene, so what, ano ba yung mga experiences mo sa mga preparation natin para sa second semester?
Of course, Sir Jess, I thank you for that question. I'm really excited, Sir Jess, because if all our students here are watching, Tutor Jess and I, and the rest of the senior high school English tutors really prepared for the subjects that we are to offer this semester or quarter three. That's why we have
Mm.
here a very special subject, not special program for senior high school English. This is purposive communication, and we are really excited for you to know all about this subject.
Okay, so that's it, Tutor Irene, no? And of course, to the information for everybody, Tutor Irene is a TV, no, teacher. So, hasang-hasa na po si Tutor Irene. So, just like with my
Yes.
partner last semester, Tutor Zen. So, Tutor Irene is very active and very resourceful in providing
All
lesson for
right.
semester, and by the preparation, we're all prepared and dinahanda po namin ito para sa inyong mga kabataan. Alright, Juror Irene,
And
excited
I
na rin
think
ako.
we're all set, Sir Jess, Tutor
Okay,
Jess. But
sige.
last
So, Juror
shout
Irene,
out.
nakikita po ba yung
Yes,
presentation ko, Juror Irene?
yes, Tutor Jess. And while we are setting it
Okay.
up, last
Oh, yeah.
shout out
Andito
po
pala
tayo, no?
si Darlene Shania
Yes.
Molina, the mini-me of Juror Zen.
Hi,
Yes,
Darlene
outstanding
from SBO
learner din ito.
Malabon.
And then of course, no, we will be getting no outstanding learner or viewer no na palaging nag-tune in sa ating subject. Yeah, Tutor Irene.
Yes, that's why also for our new students here and also our fellow teachers who are tuning in right now, we welcome you in this new experience in tuning in, of course, in ETUlay online tutorial. All right.
Yes. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to another no, the special program of the senior high school. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is your tutor Jess, okay, from SDO Tagum City. And I have here with
Tutor Irene from SBO Parañaque City, and
woo,
we
for the
are your yes
purposive communication every
Tuesday from 4:40 p.m. to 5:20 p.m.
yes. So we're so excited for that. So eto na yung ating presentations for the third quarter. And then
And
we
here,
have 10, I 8 lessons
topic.
for the third quarter, Churairin, di ba?
Yes, yes, that's true, Tutor Jess. And for this week, we are now in quarter three, week one, lesson one. We will focus on communication and globalization.
Yes, tama-tama, Chiro Irene. Alright, so thank you so much. So, happy Valentine's Day pa rin, Chiro Irene, di ba? So, every day is a Valentine's Day.
Yes. And my
Yes,
message for
yes.
everyone, Sir Jess, who are tuning in right now, is to first love yourself. FLY is the
Yes.
acronym. First love yourself.
Tama-tama, Jud na. Oh, di ba, Chiro Irene? So,
Yes.
that's it, no? So, as what Chiro Irene said, that we will be focusing, no, to our lesson for this afternoon, the communication and globalization. And this is for, ano ito, Chiro Irene, our
Lesson 1, week 1 of quarter 3. Of course, this subject is for senior high school students. Ayan, I saw
yes.
a question in our comment section if this subject is for senior high school, and the answer is yes. And we would like to thank, of course, our reference and the references we have for this subject. Thank you very much to Dr. Christopher Conrad M. Tejada, Dr. Maria Luisa A. Valdez, and Dr. Ronel M. Sapungan of Batangas State University for their
Yay!
purposive communication module. Thank you very much, sirs and ma'am, for your module. And ito pong ating magagamit for our purposive communication ETUlay lesson.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Irene. So for that, this lesson uh, is aligned with the expectations or our objectives for this afternoon. Okay, so
Yes.
at the end of the lesson, you are expected to achieve the following. Number one, describe the nature, the elements, and functions of verbal and non-verbal communication in various and multicultural contexts. What about number two, Tutor Irene?
All right. For our second objective, our end goal also is to explain how cultural and global issues affect communication and why ethical communication is essential. And lastly, Tutor Jess.
And appreciate the impact of communication on society and the world. All
All
right,
right. So we are
here we
excited for all
go.
our objectives. So just by the way, don't worry for those who are tuning in via Facebook live stream. We are resuming shortly, but we are still live in the YouTube channel of DepEd ETUlay in DepEd EdTech. I think we're also live, if I'm not mistaken, in
Yes, Tutor
DepEd
Zeh, I
Philippines.
Tutor Irene. So we're live now in FB page of the E2Live and also in the YouTube channel. So to those who did not viewed for this time, they still view this
Can view
one
us.
as
Yes.
yes, team replay.
All right.
Okay.
All
Sige,
right.
Tutor Irene, we will be starting it with a pre-test. So this
Yes.
is now the directions. Choose and write the letter of the correct answer from the items or questions given. Are you now
All
excited,
right.
students, learners? Tutor Irene, are you now excited?
Of course, Tutor Jess, and this will gauge the initial understanding or background knowledge of our students all about purposive communication. Let's have the first item,
Yes.
Tutor Jess.
Okay, our students now are ready. So, Tutor Irene, can you read it for them?
Which of the following, our dear seniors, is a universal language? So, which among the four is a universal language? Is it A, British English, B, Australian English, C, American English, and D, English? You may type your
Okay.
answers in the chat box or in the comment section of our live.
Yes, Tutor
You may
Irene. Ay,
type
Tutor
your
Irene.
answers.
Go. Sino na ba mag-answers, Tutor Irene?
We have here from Enrico Dalupan. His answer is letter A, British English. We have
Woo!
Aliana Monsayak. Her answer is letter D, English. How about the rest
Wow.
of our seniors? Let's review
Yes,
your
the rest of
answers.
our learners or viewers right now, I think they're typing now, Tutor Irene.
Yes, sir. We have here from Allen. Hi, Allen, our mini tutor back in oral communication. Allen's answer is letter C, American English. Oh,
Hmm.
he has also another answer, letter D, English. We also have here from Carl Cedric Estoriano. His answer is letter D. So based from our students' answers to this, most of them answered letter D. So what is
Okay.
the correct answer, Sir Jeff?
Yes, it's letter D. It's English. So thank you so much.
All
Nakakuha
right.
talaga Sir Irene, no? Ang galing.
Yes, congratulations to our Purposive students who answered letter D. How about number
Yes.
two, Tutor Jess?
Okay, number two. The goal of communication ethics is to advocate truth, accuracy, and transparency of communicators. Is it true or is it false? Write down your answers in our comment section there in our Facebook page. According to Alan, it's true. According to Enrico, it's true. And Patty Flores, true. What is now the answer, I think? For
The
you, Teacher
correct
Irene, what
answer
is your
here
answer?
is, well,
It's
I think we share the same answer because the correct answer here is
true!
true. Congratulations to
Ang
all the
galing!
students who got it
Congratulations, our
correct.
viewers.
Yes.
Yes! They're very, very
Let's
active
have
this time.
Yes, let's have number three, Shooter Jess. Communication helps people understand, respect, and appreciate other cultures. This implies that A. Communication is a two-way process. B. Communication is symbiotic. C. Communication evokes inspiration. And letter D. Communication breaks racial divides. What could be your answer?
Answer na!
Is it A, B, C, or D? What do you
Sino
think
bang
this
nakasagot ngayon?
statement
Teacher
implies?
Irene?
Let's see from their responses in the chat box.
Okay,
Okay,
according to
we
them,
have from Enrico Dalupan who's tuning in via YouTube live stream. His answer is letter A. Communication is a two-way process. We have from Sir Rick Capistrano, letter D. Communication breaks racial divide. From Carl Cedric Soriano, A. From J.R. Bunganay Babia, his answer is letter D. Now let's see, let's reveal, Sir Jess, what do you think is the correct answer?
okay, go! It's letter D.
The answer
Communication
is letter
breaks
D.
racial divides.
Yes.
How about
With that,
number
Sir
four,
Jess, I
Teacher
think
Irene?
Sir Jess, before I proceed to number four, no, I think our students now are having a glimpse of what will purposive communication be. Now, for number four, still a true and false question. It is important to adapt the accent of a foreign person to have successful communication. So, to our dear student viewers, is it true or false that it is important to accept the accent of a foreign person? Let's check the responses of our students. We have here, sir, from Sandra Chukwadosi. Her answer is false. We also have here from Jonas Valdesir. I'm sorry, from Enrico Dalupan. His answer is false. From
Yes.
Carl Cedric Estoriano. His answer is true. For Renz Giver Calianta, his answer is false. The same with J.R. Babia. So what do you think is the answer? Is it true or false,
Let's
Sir
reveal now
Jess?
the answer. It's false. Woo, woo, woo.
All right.
What about number five?
All right. For number five, here's the question. Globalization has impacted the types of communication skills needed by individuals to be successful. Let me repeat this one. Globalization has impacted the types of communication skills needed by individuals to be successful. What do you think is the answer? Is it true or is it false?
Okay, type now your answers in our comment box. According to
All right.
Sandra, true. Most of their answers are true. True, Irene.
All right. Let's see. Yes, I agree with you, Sir Jess, no? Most of their
Yes.
answers, yan po ay true. Now, let's see.
Ang
What
tingnan natin
could
kung
be
tama
the
ba.
answer? Is
Okay,
it
true,
really
Irene.
true?
It's true.
Yay! So, indeed, no?
Yay!
Indeed, Sir Jess, globalization has impacted the type of communication skills needed by individuals to be successful. All right. I think
Yes.
our students, viewers here know a lot already about purposive communication, but we'll see what
Yes.
they really know about purposive communication.
And of course, Churo Irene, no? So even if they got not in perfect score, but
It's
since this is
okay.
a diagnostic, no, it's okay. So as long as you will be learning, no, after a discussion, so your knowledge and your skills and everything, no, that will be improved. And be attentive in our discussion this afternoon.
Yes. Let's now
Okay, so
proceed, Sir Jess, with our
congratulations,
recap.
everyone. Okay. Sige. So, ano nakita nyo rito mga estudyante, students, learners, viewers? Sige, Chiro Irene, anong
Yes.
mga na kuan mo dito, na decode?
Na- Yes. So just based on the
Sige.
picture, ayan, I can relate to the different emojis, right? Yeah, from Mika, Prado, and
Yes.
he answered
Mm.
reactions. From Patty Flores, interaction. Yes, no? And
Oh,
aside from interaction and
interactions.
reaction, yes,
Yes.
from
Ako din
Allen,
bumigyan. Oh,
smart.
marami talaga. Networking.
Networking.
Oo. Those
From
are our
Ren,
answers, Chiro
communication.
Irene, are correct. No, correct yun. Ayan, according to Carl Cedric, it's communication. According to Renz, it's communication. Yeah, they are in similar in answers.
Yes,
Until now, the
Tutor
answers,
Jen.
Irene? Sure, I. The correct answer is
Is
communication. So whatever it is,
yes.
networking, interactions, those are parts of our communication in everyday life. Tama ba your Irene, no?
Yes, shooter jets. And if our students can really
Mhm.
analyze, or if they will analyze the photos on their screen, no, different forms of communication. It can be a physical communication, or even using their gadget. We can communicate, and everything or everything about communication involves really connecting, no, shooter jets, with one another.
Yes. Ika nga, kang Ray Capistrano, communication has a purpose. So that's why our subject is purposive communication.
Indeed. Thank you for
Okay.
that, Sir Rick Capistrano.
To know
And for
about
the first
things
part of
that
our
we've
lesson,
started, let's have now our lesson. Processes and principles of effective communication. Okay, Teacher Irene, go.
so based from the different studies and of course articles that we've read about communication, communication is beyond simply putting words into thoughts and emotions. Why is that so? Because it is done effectively only when information is transmitted without changing both the content and the context of the message. That is
Hmm.
communication.
Yes, with the exchanging of messages, thoughts. Gaya ng ginagawa natin ngayon, Tutor Irene, di ba?
Yes, I agree. Totally agree with you, Tutor Jeff.
Yes. Simply put, communication is the art of creating and sharing ideas for specific purpose. It comes in many forms, okay? Please mind you that we have many forms in terms of communication. Number one is verbal communication, which includes the use of language, sounds, and tone of voice. Kagaya ng ginagawa namin ngayon, di ba? Language, the sounds, the tone of voice. Okay. What about the other
Yes.
one, Sir Irene?
Of course, we have the opposite of verbal communication, Tutor Jess. We have the non-verbal communication. And this uh, form of communication can be observed with our body language and facial expression. And also, Sir Jess, no, we discussed this one in the latter part of the oral communication last semester. So, in our daily, okay, or everyday communication, it involves both verbal and non-verbal communication.
Yeah. So, galaw-galaw ng mga kamay, yung wink sa
The
one
face,
eyes, diba? Yun ang mga non-verbal. diba? Facial expressions.
yes,
Thank you so
I agree, Tutor
much,
Jess.
your eye. We have also written communication such as through journals, emails, blogs, and text messages.
Yes, tutor Jess. So aside from orally communicating, that's where written communication comes in through written forms. And another form of communication, we have the visual communication. So this one, of course, involves visual representation like pictures, graphics, emojis, and the like.
So huwag
So
nating
there you have it.
kalimutan na yung
Yes,
yung mga non-verbal, verbal communication, the written communication, the visual communication, those are forms of communication.
yes.
Okay. So
And
let's proceed
all of
now.
those, no, all of those
Mm,
tutorages are necessary and essential here in our understanding of what purposive communication is. Now let us give you a bit of trivia, our dear student viewers. Ayan, I can see your names here in our screen. I will not mention you all, but I know you're there. Now take a note of this trivia. Did you know almost 91% of professionals from the world's top 300 multinational companies said that, tutor just of communicating in English is important for work success, but only 7% of them indicate that their current level of English is sufficient for their job. This is based on the globalization of English research study conducted by McKinsey Global Institute. Now, what can you say about this, our dear viewers?
So,
Okay,
importante
if
talaga
91%
ngayon, lalong-lalo na ngayon.
English is important, but only 7 of them indicate that their current level of English is sufficient. What do you think is the implication of this one, right?
Ayan. So that's why we should practice noon speaking English language, no?
And Sir Jess, no, I think this trivia will reveal to us that indeed almost everyone will agree that communicating in English is important. However, most people will tell us or will say that their current level of competence or their competence in English is uh, just sufficient for their job, but not all. Okay? So that's our trivia. What could be the relation of this one to our discussion? All right?
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Shiro I. Okay, just for a while.
All right.
All right, so purposive communication is audience analysis. Audience here does not only refer to the people listening to you in a public speech, rather, it refers to anyone who is expected to receive the message you are sending. So we can
Okay.
say that all of you, our viewers, our listeners, our students, the parents, and also our co-teachers can be of our audience. Is it right to your
Yes.
eye? Hmm.
Yes, I definitely agree with you, Tutor Jeff. And with that, it reveals to us, based from the first photo that you've seen before this slide, the trivia, in purposive communication, we refer somebody whom we are talking to as our audience, not specifically those who are listening to us in a public speech. Even, for example, you who are watching us right now is our audience. And let's say, for example, you are an employee in let's say, a restaurant. Okay, your customer is your audience. Okay, and let's say, for example, you are a driver. Your passengers, okay, are your audience. So the person, okay, whom you are expecting to receive your message is what you call an audience. And therefore, it's an
Yes.
important element for you to analyze your audience for you to have an effective communication.
Tamang-tama ka, Tutor Irene. All right. So this is one of our analysis now when we have our audience analysis with the activities, or somewhat like if you are preparing for your speech, then you have to get first the audience, no? Like, who are your audience, no? So that's it, no? So another aspect that needs consideration in analyzing the audience is identifying and trying to overcome possible communication barriers. Di ba, Sure Irene? Marami tayong mga barriers, Sure Irene.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree with you, Sugar Jeff. There are so many barriers. Even right now, no, we are experiencing barriers when it comes to
Yes.
what's this? Technology, right? So when we say
Internet
barriers, ano po ba
connection.
ito? Ano
Hmm.
po ba ito, Sir Jeff? What are the different types of barriers?
Okay, marami tayong mga barriers, Sure Irene. So, these are the following. So, not confined to physical noise. If we say physical noise, these are all in the external. So, what we can see, perceive in our eyes, this will be cars passing by, someone pounding on the table. So anything that surrounds us, no, this could
Yes,
be a physical noise to us, no, when we are delivering our message, sharing our message to others, then if there would be an
yes,
impeding, no, noise, that would be physical noise to us. What about
yes.
physiological issues, Irene?
Yes, Shooter Jess, now, aside from physical noise as a communication barrier, we can also say that physiological issues can also be a communication barrier. For example, you're feeling a bit uh, or you're unwell because you have an upset stomach or you're having a headache. So that one or those are what you call physiological issues. For example, you have a runny nose. Okay, runny nose can cause a communication barrier, and that runny nose is what you call a physiological issue. And aside
Mm.
from just physical noise and physiological issues, we could also include cultural difference as a communication barrier. Aside from cultural difference, what else, Shooter Jeff? You also want
Varying
to know?
levels of expectations and experiences. So since we have different experiences, the background experiences to us, so this could be one of the points of our barriers. And the last year, Irene, last
And of
two.
course, we have difference in perspective and communication styles. Now, we want you to take note of this, our dearest students, Tutor Jess and I want you to know that not only physical noise can be a barrier, but including all of these listed on your screen may affect effective communication.
Yes, that's it. Thank you so much, Sure Irene. So these are all examples of the barriers for effective communication. And for now, we have the principles of effective communication.
All right,
Okay.
Tutor
These
Jess.
are the principles of effective communication. Effective communication requires a certain level of connection between and among people, allowing series of exchanges of thoughts and emotions, eventually leading to mutual understanding. So these are our principles of effective communication. And of course,
Yes,
let's start from okay. The first one is the clarity. This pertains to both the message and the purpose why the message has to be sent. The clarity of the message. Okay, Chirirene,
yes.
what's the second one, Chirirene?
The second one, Tutor Jess, is conciseness. So the message should be as brief as may be required, depending on one's purpose. So as much as possible, in if you want to have an effective communication, you must practice KISS. So ano daw yun, Tutor Jess, if you're familiar with that, our dear student viewers, KISS
Yes.
means keep it short and simple. So make it concise, make
Yes.
it as brief as possible. Of course, to avoid, um, hidden details or too much details in communication. So that's conciseness. How about the third one,
Okay,
Tutor
the third
Jess?
one. The third one is completeness. Despite its conciseness, the message should still be complete and accurate. It should
Yes.
complete and accurate from the word itself. Number four, to Irene.
Another principle of effective communication that you have to remember, dear student viewers, to avoid no communication barrier it's for you to practice organization. And when we say organization, this means effective communication is usually planned or pre-planned in order for you to ensure systematic flow of ideas and transition from one idea to the next or from one point to another.
Another.
I think we still have
Okay.
another set of principles, Tutor Jess. What's our next one?
Yes. Next would be is empathy. The sender of the message should be sensitive to the needs and interests of our receiver. So it depends, no, to our audience, no. So you should be, no, have the sense of empathy. Okay? Be sensitive
Yes,
to the needs and interests. So wag
yes,
kang magsalita na nakapapasakit sa kanila, okay? Or hindi
agree.
hindi ba sila oh, hindi ba
Yes.
sa kanila, so
So, uh,
another.
yes, I agree, Tutor Jess. And we must always be conscious and cautious. Conscious with what our audience or how will our audience react, and also cautious with what we are to say. Kaya nga, di ba, in the first part, the one of the communication barriers presented yung different perspectives, right? And expectations of people may cause communication barrier. And last but not the least, last principle of effective communication, we have flexibility. So flexibility is not only for people who are engaging in what's this sports, right? Or different flexible activities. Flexibility is also applicable in communication. So it means different people have different communication styles. And consequently, different expectations. So ito yung binabanggit namin ni Sir Jess, no? Therefore, you must be able to adapt to the varying needs of your audience. So flexibility may also means being able to adapt, right, to the needs and expectations of the audience. That's it. So those
Okay,
are
that's it,
the
no?
principles of effective
Yes. So
communication.
overall, and the no, the impact of this, why we have to introduce everything. This comprised the purpose of communication. As what we have said,
Yes,
it is about writing, about speaking, about presenting, about reading, about listening, and about viewing to different audiences and for various purposes. The bachelor
yes,
eye.
yes,
Mm-mm.
Tutor Jess, and
All
therefore let's
right.
proceed now to
To
the first
globalization and
one,
yes, communication and
globalization.
globalization.
Globalization. Okay.
Okay, the motive question on this, your eye. The world has shrunk into a global village, but have we become more of neighbors or more strangers to each other? How
Okay.
about you, to your
So this
eye?
one, sir, I think this one is like a beauty pageant question, Tutor Jess, right? No?
Hmm.
Indeed. Uh, Especially right now at present, we really became a global village. But for our student viewers, right? No, uh, when we say global village, just to help you know, we are composed with different nationalities and all. But right now, we are considered to be a global village because okay, we are now simpled out or singled out into a small world interconnected, no, through the use probably tutor just of new media technology. So the world now is called a global village because we are being brought together by media. But the question is, even though we are called global village, supposedly we are connected or interconnected, are we really neighbors or did we become strangers, more of strangers to each other? How about our dear student viewers? Are we
Yes.
neighbors
Ano ba
or
tayo?
strangers? We want to hear
Ano
it
ba tayo?
from you.
Neighbors or strangers? So
Yes,
dapat talaga maging neighbors tayo to Irene, di ba? Huwag
yes,
tayong maging
I
strangers
agree
to
with
each
you.
other para magkaintindihan tayo.
I
No?
agree,
We have
Tutor
this
Jess. That's
understanding.
why that's why we have to really live up to the term global village. We must be interconnected as neighbors and not as strangers. So
Strangers.
take note
Very
of that
good.
because being interconnected with one another is a key, okay, a key in understanding purposive communication.
Yes,
Okay.
that's it. Very good. That's it, no? So, according to the definition, that globalization has been regarded as the key to the worldwide integration of humanity, where there is an increased economic, political, and cultural integration and interdependence of diverse cultures. We have these diverse cultures. And as we all know, globalization from the word itself, this is a worldwide integration. Humanity,
Yes.
political and cultural integration. There is now globalization. Meron
Yes,
natin
Tutor Jess.
globalization, no?
Oo. As,
Ayan. So, to Irene, for
yes.
example, let's give them an example.
Yes, Tutor Jess. In Southeast Asia, okay, the ASEAN integration has been a buzzword among social communities, opening a wide array of discussion for future collaboration. So before, probably, ASEAN integration is not really put into practice, but right now, okay, it became a buzzword, and most of most of the countries in Southeast Asia, okay, are conducting different collaborations in different fields, Tutor Jeff. Okay? And we've been observing this
Yes.
one even in the education field, right? We have exchange students, right? So there is really collaboration and discussion on how we can integrate ASEAN, okay, or the culture of Southeast Asian nations or Asian nations in our context. All right?
Yes. Tama. So, that's it, no? That's an example, no? Why we have this globalization. And for our part, we Filipinos have increased our awareness and acceptance of the notion that we belong to a diverse global community. Mind that,
Yes,
ha?
I totally
Diverse
agree.
global community. Sige, Churay, go.
So this is not confined to communication with people from other countries, but is inclusive of communication within our society, even with the minorities and the indigenous people. So when we say uh, adapting or increasing our awareness and acceptance of globalization, it means we are also accepting our own or including our own societies. And these include, andyan na po sa inyong screen, our indigenous peoples and of course the minorities in our society. All right?
Yes. So that's it, no? In addition, digital technology has erased territorial boundaries among countries and among people with varying cultures. So, how much mo na sa ating ngayon is more on digital na tayo. And we are now in a modern
Correct.
era. Correct. And to your eye,
Hence, there is a need to develop graduates and professionals who are multiculturalists. And I believe Tutor Jess will agree with me. These people might be you, our dear student viewer. You can be one of those who are engaged with and respectful of people with different culture. So,
tama.
could you be one of our graduates and professionals who are or who will be multiculturalists? So, with purposive communication, we can help you be one.
Yes, tama-tama. So that's it, no? All right, we're gonna have a wrap up for today, Chiro I. Then we discussed everything and no to review about the communication, about globalization, and everything, no? In its we have our subject for purposive communication. So here we have the pictures, Chiro I. Then what they can say all of this. We have
All
two
right?
words for this. Sige na, Chiro ay, tingnan natin kung sino makakasagot nito sa ating mga viewers or learners right
Yes,
now.
our dear student viewers, what do you think is the first picture trying to tell us? This is just a one word. Okay, just one word, and we keep on repeating this one. The first picture probably
Hmm.
means you may type your answers there below in the live stream or live chat of our stream. How about the second picture? What could be the implication of this picture? What does it trying or what is it trying to tell us? This picture, the first
Hmm.
one and the
For the
second one.
for the first picture no on the left, it starts with letter C, and for our next picture on the right, it starts with letter G. Ang
Yes,
dali
Teacher
lang.
Jess. Ayan, I think Somebody got it correct in our chat box, in our live chat. Okay, the first one, the first picture from Mika Angela Prado. She said, communication. And the first one who answered correctly, the second one, Vic Capistrano, his answer is globalization. And you got it correct. We have, all right, from Sandra
Yay!
Scadosi, communication, globalization, correct answer. Also from Ben Arce, Patty Flores, Aliana Montayak, your answers are all correct. So
Yes.
purposive communication, it's all about communication and globalization. All
Very
right.
good.
Very good, our dear
And
student
for
viewers.
valuing, thank you so much for participation. For valuing, ladies and gentlemen, in communication or in communicating in a highly global environment, the challenge now that we face or that everyone faces is to learn to understand, to accept, and to your eye.
And of course, address cultural and communication differences.
That's it.
Very good. Good
Okay, there
job,
you
dear
go.
student viewers.
I think we're now ready. They're now ready siguro no to your eye for our post
Yes,
test.
this is just
Ang dali
very
na ng ating
easy, our
post
dear
test.
student viewers. You just
Yes.
simply need to write true or false in the live chat. All right. So, assess your readiness to communicate effectively with people having different cultures. Again, simply write true or false after each statement or after we deliver the statement. Let's have the number
Go.
one or the first item.
Pabilisan natin kung sino makakuha, no? Ang dali-dali lang nitong questions. So, every question. Ala! Oh! Okay, the reveal. Sige, Chiror, go. Please read number one.
Okay, number one, persons from other cultures have the right to be angry at members of my own culture. Is it true or false? We revealed the answer already. Okay, do they have the right to be angry at members of my own
Hmm.
culture? The answer here is reveal false. How about number two,
Uh-uh.
Tutor Jess?
Number two, your eye.
How I handle conflict or disagreements with persons from other cultures depends on the situation and on the culture they are from. Is it true or is it false?
Okay, anong kadalasan ng answer, your eye?
From Ben Arce, his answer is false. From Gray Zerny, Echo Yuan, false as well. From
Hmm.
Enrico Dalupan, true. Sandra, true. Rick, true. Mika, false. Renz, false. The answer here is
True!
true. Okay, let's have the third item, Tutor Jess.
Okay. Your eye.
All right. For the third item, my culture is not superior to other cultures. True or false?
Go, go, go. Chat, chat now in our comment
From
box.
Mika. From Mika Prado, so true. With conviction, so true. From Sandra Chukudozi, true. Rick Capistrano, true. From Enrico, true as well. From Ren, true. Okay, the answer here is
True.
true. Of course, there's no culture superior than the other.
Yes.
Number four,
Your eye.
last two items. I am knowledgeable of how to behave when communicating or interacting with people having different cultures. Is it true or false for your part, dear students? Is this item true or false to you? From Jizaida Di Matulak, true. Aliana Monsayak, true. All right. From Enrico, false. From Shan Calix, true. From Miguel Santiago, true. From Ben Arce, true. Renz, true. Patty, true. Aliana, true. Most answers here, I true, Tutor Jess. What do you think is the correct answer for this one? All right. True is the correct answer. And our last item we have there, Tutor Jess. I
I
respect the
respect the
communication. Go ahead,
Take it
Tutor
your
Jess.
eye. Your eye, go.
Okay. I respect the communication rules of cultures other than my own. What is your answer for this one, for our last item? Our dear student viewers? All right. Most of their answers, ayan ha, ay true. Okay, the answer for this item is true. All right, thank you very much. Were you able to get the correct answer?
Congratulations! I think perfect niyo sila lahat siguro, Tutor Aido.
Yes. If
Nakuha
not
nila lahat yung
naman,
ating
no,
mga
Tutor
questions.
Jess, if
Mm-mm.
not, well, to our dear student viewers, do not worry. Remember, constant practice will lead to better results.
Yes! Ang galing ng ating mga learners.
Yes.
Kinig talaga ang lahat. Alright, so Tutor I, we've done with our assessment and post-test, no? So this would be our additional enhancement. So Tutor I, go?
Cite at least three instances or examples when lack of cultural or linguistic sensitivity in global communication that severely affected companies or products. Again, three
Mm.
instances when lack of cultural or linguistic sensitivity affected companies or products. Here are some
Ah,
examples,
may
okay?
examples
We have the
tayo
first
ngayon.
one. First one, Odette and Joni. This one is a scrub, a body scrub. Okay, if someone will buy a scrub, or let's say a simple person will buy a scrub and will buy Odette and Joni without knowing this information that you can see on your screen, definitely that person will simply say that this one is a simple scrub. But if you came from, or if you know Hindu or Indian representation or Indian interpretation, you may not buy this kind of scrub because Joni or Yoni, okay, in Sanskrit and Indian representation, it means female genitalia, right? So it may also pertain to the Hindu goddess Shakti. So for Indian people, they may not actually buy this kind of product. How about our next sample, Tutor Jess?
Mm. All right. For our next example, we have this. Blinking rapidly while another person is talking is normal for most people. Tama? Di po ba? So
Yes.
especially during tense situations. For Taiwanese tutor, so this is considered impolite. So hindi daw siya, no?
Yeah.
We have these different norms ng tutor no? And this,
Yes.
and of course, we have this kind of, the term is taboo. If that is not acceptable to that society, so there would be a problem, no? And
Correct.
for them, this is not normal.
Correct. That I totally agree with you, Tutor Jess. And with that, if you got already your research or if you have answers already for our additional enhancement, please post it in the ETUlay page, right? Type your name, your school, your division, right, or even your region, and get ready to be recognized in our next episode, right, Tutor Jess? All
Okay,
right,
so we've done
you did
everything about
great.
our first episode for this purposive communication, and that is communication and should I communication
And
and
globalization. Okay.
yes.
And to
To
end
end
our
this
session,
part, yes. According to Tony Robbins, should I
to effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others.
others?
All right.
Okay, so
There you
this
have it.
yes. Thank you so much, everyone, our seniors, for the proactive participation with us, with tutor Irene.
Again, we are your Purposive Tutor Tandem. I am Tutor Irene.
And I am tutor Jess, and reminding everyone
To be per competent
and for confident.
and
And
be per magnificent in purposive communication.
yay! See you, everyone, our seniors, in our next episode next Tuesday, only here in our Purposive Communication, 4:40 p.m. to 5:20 p.m. This has been your tutor Jess and tutor.
Tutor Irene,
See
bye.
you.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!